I wanted to start off and ask you, Diego. When I was doing interviews for Rogue One, I talked to Ben Mendelsohn and Matt Mikkelsen, and we were talking about like real life characters that they kind of equated their characters with. And obviously, Ben had Albert Speer. And I'm wondering, I mean, for Cassian Andor, I mean, were there any kind of real life characters or anyone, or even other films, I guess, that you connected the character with?
Yeah, I mean, real characters, definitely. Many people, but just regular people that have inspired me. I do have like reference that I think of when I approach Cassian. But I really tried not to go for films or characters. Like for me, Cassian should feel very real, should feel like the people you encounter every day and you don't even look at. It should feel like that. You should never be expecting anything coming out from this man, and that's one of his strengths. That you don't see it coming, and suddenly, who did it? And you go like, no one, because no one was here. It's that kind of idea. But yes, more like philosophically, I guess. There is so many reference that I think of when I'm thinking about Cassian and when I'm thinking about this story. People that are willing to dedicate their lives for others, that have that clarity, that life should be about making things better, not for you, but for everyone around you. And I do like those stories, because this is a story about that. This is a story about regular people, doing extraordinary things, but regular people. And I don't know. I want to think it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like, I mean, with something like Cassian and with Rogue One, and now obviously with Andor, I mean, I think of like, I thought you were brilliant in Narcos Mexico, and when you're playing like Gallardo, like, I mean, he's such a calculating and very self-centered kind of person. I thought, that he's just completely about himself and making himself better. I mean, do you choose your roles in, I suppose, in like, okay, I've done that kind of evil kind, well, not evil, but like that kind of character. Now I want to play something a bit more virtuous, or do you even think about it that hard?
I do think about moving as far as possible, from where I come from, in every possible way, not just the character, but like the tone of the show or whatever I'm doing, the scope, the size, the language, everything has to change, and fight comfort, as much as I can. And with Cassian, it's interesting because I approached Cassian in a way when I did Rogue One, and now I was allowed to do it in a very different way. I decided to find Cassian in a moment where you would not expect him to become who he becomes, Therefore, he's not just 5 years younger, but he is in a very selfish moment, in a very cynical moment of his life where he doesn't believe in himself nor anyone else. He doesn't believe in change. He is just surviving and in dark moments. Tonally, it felt very interesting to start so far away from the committed spy we meet in Rogue One.
Yeah, good stuff. Final question, very, very briefly. I know there's a big Irish cast in this as well, like Stanley Townsend and Denise Gough and all that. Any observations being around that many Irish people?
No, to be honest, in this show, everyone was coming from some interesting place. It was quite amazing, man. I mean, just in the trailer every morning there was like a British, an Argentinian, and a Spanish, and Italian, myself. The show is about diversity, and gladly we were able to interact in a beautiful and open way, where like we were just here because we're capable of what we do, not because we come from where we come from.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, thanks for that, Diego. All the best.
Thank you, man.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Let's call it war.
People are standing up. They're afraid. Right now, they're afraid.
Let's go!
Star Wars Andor, 3-episode premiere, streaming September 21st.